Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, you tried yesterday's examples, huh? Carousels. You you practiced them. Yesterday we learnt about model carousels off canvas. Huh? You tried? No? So, if you try, then I will explain few components. Some more components you need to try by yourself. So if you practice this, then you can try others by yourself. Because till now, what are there available, we are learning. But in future, they will be changing. Means some new components may come, class names may change. What you should do, you should explore and learn and implement by yourself. You need to learn that. So where you will get that information, we will get that in their official website. For example, you see, um, this is Get Bootstrap official website. In that, go to documents, docs. In the documents, you see, we have learned yesterday component like carousel is there. Na? You select the carousel, then you will see in the carousel, you will see they will give you all the code, means what classes are required, everything. So, and observe carefully here. Sometimes they give you some deprecated warnings. You see, where is them? You see, deprecated in version 5.3. What is deprecated? Dark, carousel dark is deprecated. That means what they are saying that carousel dark should be replaced with database theme is what? Dark. Like that, every new version, some changes they may do. If you don't follow them and you follow the same thing, what you have learnt after few months, it may not work. Because even today, many old students message us regularly saying that, Sir, I learned 4 months back, 5 months back, this course from you. Now I am practicing. This option is not working. When I practiced at that time, it was working. Then why it is not working now? If it is working at that time, that means there might be some change. You should monitor them. So you cannot simply sit like, okay, you learned forever, it will be same. It will be changing. So you need to keep in touch of this. So we learned these components till now. What are those components? One is alert, another one is model, another is off canvas, another one is what is it? Carousel. Yesterday we learned carousel, how to use it, we discussed it. So next few more components are there. Next, another important component is collapse. We have collapse component. Actually, it is used to toggle show and hiding, show and hide content in page. Toggle with the show and hide content in page. So we have classes, very simple. We have collapse and we have show. These are classes. Attributes are same. What are attributes? Database target. We have database toggle. These are same. Collapse is used for showing and hiding the content. So generally how this works, let's see how the collapse option works. Let's open our project. So we are using this collapse. I will copy this. Fine. Actually, in collapse, you see some website like suppose we have a Netflix or something. Suppose you see here we have some Netflix. This is Netflix. We have question, what is Netflix? When I click, it will open. Again click, it will close. That means it is going to open and close. This is collapse. That means we can show and we can hide. That is toggles. We can show and hide. Generally, here suppose we have a button, class BTN dark W100, and what is Netflix something. I will put container fluid and I will put a heading F frequently asked questions. And you see below this button, we have a div with some paragraph inside. Now, what is our requirement here? This must be collapsible. Once click hide, again click show. Then what we do? This div we will keep in a class collapse. Collapse will not show, it will hide. You can see it hide. If you want to keep it open, then you have to use show. Show means it will keep open. So you don't use show, then it is collapse. When to show on button click. This collapse have an ID Q1, some question one. Then what we should do? Data BS target. Target is hash Q1. Data BS toggle. Toggle is what? Collapse. Toggle is always component name, right? Now you see, I click, it will open. Again click, it will hide. Anything we can keep there, show and hide the content. But actually Netflix is not using only collapse. They are using a concept called accordion. They are not using collapse. Why? Because you see Netflix. In Netflix, what is the specialty is I click second question, then automatically first question will close. That means out of all, only one will be open, other will be closed. You go and select any question that will open, others will close. This is not just collapse. It is a concept called accordion. Accordion means one open, other will automatically collapse. It is just like you remembered, we call mutex mechanism, mutual exclusion mechanism. And this is not collapse. This is accordion with collapse. Collapse is there, but they use accordion technique there. So collapse is very simple. So I will copy this. That is example of simple collapse. but they are not using collapse. They are using another option called, what is it? Accordion. It is a combination of multiple items with collapse and show. So it uses mutex mechanism. So it closes all other items when any one is showed, when is open. It closes all other items when any one is open. So what are the classes we are having for accordion? We have accordion item, accordion header, accordion body, accordion footer, accordion collapse, accordion button. These are all accordion related classes. Accordion item, accordion header, accordion body, accordion footer, collapse, and button. Attributes, we have database target will be there, database toggle will be there, database parent will be there. This is important. It is used for accordion collapse. It is used for accordion collapse and refers to ID of accordion and refers to ID of accordion. So it is required to enable mutex. To enable mutex, this option is required. We need database parent. So creating accordion, so many options are there. So how this works? We have an order for this. We should know the order. We have to use accordion. Accordion uses accordion item. In that item, we will have header and this collapse will have body. Body should be inside collapse. Then outside you can have footer. That is the correct order of accordion. Header is at the top, but body is not directly inside item. It is inside collapse. Then footer. We have to design in this way. We need to define in this way. So how this actually works? Let's see. Means how this combination works. I will copy this now. I will remove this. Frequently asked question is okay. I will keep it as text center. Okay. Here we have a div class accordion. ID is some FAQs. That is the accordion. In this first we need accordion item. In that accordion item, every item have a header, body, footer. So we have a accordion header. In this accordion header, we will keep a button. That is like, what is Netflix? That is the first question. If you want this button as accordion button, then we have a class accordion button. That is accordion button. Then div, we are having class accordion collapse. In this collapse, we have collapse, and you know collapse needs an ID. ID is what? Some Q1. This is question 1. In this collapse, we need a body, accordion body. In this body, we will put some paragraph. Like this, we added. Footer, I'm not giving any footer. I will leave it optional, right? That depends. Like this, I will add one more accordion item. Copy and paste. This item will have another question. How much does Netflix cost? Something like this. And this is Q2. Now, what is the point here? On this button click, this collapse should work. So what we have to do? Database target. Target is hash Q1. Database toggle. Toggle is what? Collapse. Because that is collapse in accordion. I will copy this and I will use the same for the second button. Here it will be Q2, question 2. But still it is not satisfying. You see, in the output, it looks like this. This is accordion. When I click the first button, it will open this. That is working fine. I click the button, it will collapse. That's okay. You click this, it will open and close. But mutex is not working. That means I click the first button and I click second. What should happen? First should close, but it is not, because still mutex is not there. Why we need mutex? How we need mutex is all collapse should be binded with accordion. That's what we need. One extra attribute I given there, data BS parent. Data BS parent. So what you have to do, this collapse should use data BS parent. Data BS parent. Parent is home dot FAQs. That means first collapse is attached to parent. Second collapse also should attach to parent. Then what parent will do? Out of two, it will allow only one. So this is important. And this is to be defined in collapse. You have to define in collapse. So I will copy this. I will use for this collapse also. Data BS parent is same. Now mutex will work. I click on this and I click on second one. First one will close. Second one will close. I just use it two. You can add as many as you want. Later, when you learn JavaScript, this type you can create your own. And you can even customize this. Later, I will show you in JavaScript how to customize this. Customizing means what? We can put our own symbols here, plus, cross, like. We can change these buttons. Even now we can change. Suppose I don't want like accordion button. Where is it? I don't want like accordion button. Then I will use a simple, what is it? Button, dark W100. And I'm using the same. I'm not using accordion button. Instead of accordion button, I'm using BTN dark and W100. You see, it looks different. Still, the concept is same. The concept is same. Only the point we used our own buttons. If you used your own buttons, you can use your own symbols also according to situation. But default, what is it? It is having accordion button. I will just leave as it is what they have by default, that is accordion. So we have collapse and we have another one. This is example for that. So collapse and accordion classes we are having. Next important in the classes, we are having another important is drop down. Drop down. Actually, we have a drop down already in HTML. But what is the problem with HTML drop down we learned? In HTML, we have a select. Select element will create a drop down. What problem we discussed at that time? HTML drop downs, what issues are there? We discussed that HTML drop downs are RC type. They don't allow symbols, icons inside them. If you remember, that means RC type means they don't allow icons, symbols for options inside, only plain text. If you want some icons, options inside, for example, you see the websites like some Flipkart is there. You see in this, suppose login, there is a drop down, and see in the login drop down, these kind of items are there. This is not possible in HTML drop down. This we have to manually design. And for that, Bootstrap have ready-made classes for that. And one important point is drop downs can be nested. That means inside the drop down, another drop down. But for that, we need JavaScript. Directly, we can't do. Nested drop downs also we can create. But the question is when to use Bootstrap drop down and when to use HTML drop down. HTML drop down is designed using a select. Generally, it is not just about symbols and icons. If you have a list and that list is fixed, it will not change regularly, then better you go with Bootstrap. But if a list is not fixed, it will be changing. That means suppose you have train, bus, flights, or movies, ticket booking. Every few days list will be changing. It's not fixed. Then Bootstrap is not good because adding items, removing items into a Bootstrap dropdown is little complex. It's not impossible, but little complex. What is easy? HTML dropdown is easy. So if list is not fixed, it is keep on changing according to data, then better you use HTML drop. You see now, this is Flipkart dropdown. Every day this is same. They don't change this regularly. Very rarely they change by adding one new facility into it. So every time it is same. So such drop downs we can create. How do we create drop downs? So we have classes. No need to explain what is a drop down. Huh? You know already. We have classes like drop down. We have drop up. We have like drop start. We have like drop end. And we have drop down item. We have like drop down menu. We have like drop down item text. So these are important drop down related options. We have drop down divider like this. So drop, actually people know very popularly drop down, but actually it is not down. It can drop up also. But very familiar people always know is drop down, but it can drop right side, it can drop left side, it can drop up. Different directions are present. That's what these are: drop down, drop up, drop start, drop end, right? We have a drop down toggle, toggler, right? Drop down toggle or toggler will be there. Toggle, I think. What? Let me check. We have a drop down toggle, right? Yeah. Drop down toggle is there. Toggle. So attributes are same. Attributes what we have: data, BS, toggle. Data BS target also common, but actually in latest version they designed in such a way that we don't need targets. So in the new versions, more simple facilities they have provided. In old version, in drop down we have to use collapse, but in new version it's very simple. We just need these attributes to use, classes to use. Let's see. For example, if you want to create one drop down, I will copy and I will use here another component drop down HTML. This is the page, and we have container fluid and heading like some Flipkart something. Now we have a button. Now first we will have a div. In this we have a class drop down. That is the drop down class. In that we have a button. In that we have a span. So class bi person circle, and we have the word login, and you can see actually this is the button like this. Now we are adding so a class for this button. So we have btn and btn dark. Then it will give like this. But this button is not still having a drop down like appearance. So what we do is we will use drop down toggle. Drop down toggle is used for that. Then you will see a toggle will come, a down arrow will come. So that's a toggle is that. Now below this, we need some items. So then how do we design items? Your wish. You can add divs, or you can add ordered list, unordered list like also. So what we will do, below this button, we will create an unordered list. Okay. In this unordered list, we have a list item. This is having a class drop down menu. That is drop down menu. In this menu, these are called items. This is drop down item. In this item, you have a span. What is that? Class bi. Suppose we are having like person. Okay. what we will do here, we will put a text. So span, we are using some text. So what is the text? Is like, suppose we say user login. Okay, fine. Actually, better all this you keep in another span, and the parent span will have a class called drop down item text. That is drop down item text. Okay. Now, like this, we can have multiple items, two, three, four items I am adding. And this item is like what? Heart. So, and we will use the word like favorites. So this is like cart 3, BI cart 3, and cart 3. So this is like your cart. So we have like BI, some gift box, gift filler, something. And we will say offers, something. Okay, now you can see that this is a drop down menu. But you will not see any drop down menu here. On button click, it should open drop down. So what we have to do, data BS toggle, just toggle drop down. You just toggle drop down. Then see what happens. I click, a toggle will come. That is a simple drop down of Bootstrap. And important is you have color black if you want, but recently they have changed it. So actually, what is the new for dark? Yesterday we saw database theme is what? Dark. Actually, old version used to have drop down menu dark. This used to have, this is deprecated, but still works. That means it will still work. It is deprecated. What does it means? They officially announced that don't use this in future. We are going to remove. In future, we are going to remove. Currently, it will work, no problem. But it is recommended to use database theme as dark, right? So that is the new thing they added for everyone. So here, database theme is equal to what? Dark. And you will see that drop down have a dark theme. You can have a divider also. You can have a divider. That means what we do, you can have a divider. Divider means a list item. Class is drop down item. Actually, this is drop down divider. This is drop down divider. Okay. After divider, I will use one more item. Divider don't have anything, empty. After divider, one more I will give here as, so question circle. Question circle. Huh? Yeah, question circle. And I will put here, oh, question circle. And here I will put some text saying like some help. Now you see divider means what happens, it will come with a split like this. Separator, a small line separator will come. So that is divider. And what is the point here is we can drop in any direction, simply change from down to start. End. End means right. That means you see right arrow will come. It can drop right, it can drop down, it can drop up, it can drop left. But currently, if you give up and down, it will not work. How it will work? Is there any place there? No. No, you can't complain that up is not working, sir. How it will work? There must be some space above, right? That means you give and drop up. What will happen? If you give drop up, it is coming down only. means up not working. That means up will be working if there is any place there to go up. There is no place. I will increase the place. I will add some headings at the top. So now it will work. If there is no place, how it will work? So that is generally drop down, right? So we have drop in different directions, drop down, drop, and many times the question asked is, can we have a drop down inside drop down? Yes, but JavaScript. Why? Because mouse over a menu open logic is required. We can add with a little logic. We have to add with that logic. Later in JavaScript, we can design such nested drop downs. We can create. Initially, drop down, you can put anything here. Generally, I will show you one option. Here, suppose I given instead of your cart, I will give an option like shop, something. And what generally people do, where is this drop down item text? Yeah. Here, I will put this entire in an anchor. In an anchor, I am giving that entire. Usually anchor have a href. I have dot slash public slash shopper template. That means actually this is having this one. To make it appear in a good appearance, better you put this anchor inside the text. What you do, put this anchor. Okay. Inside drop down item text inside this span, here you use it, anchor. And close your anchor here. Inside you keep that anchor. And you use this text as what? Shop. That means it will be uniform. Right now, what should happen on this? When I click on this, it should open some page now. That means that anchor should open some page. Which page it should open? It should open that shopper template where I linked it. Somewhere I mismatched it. Drop down item text. Okay, so here let's delete that actually. Means how we can make it clickable span. Okay, this is the span. First we need a span. Okay, and we will use an anchor inside the span. Href is dot slash public shopper template, and we have shop, and it looks like this. Okay, so we have a class drop down item text we will give to this one, and it will give a uniform appearance. Icon also required now. So here I will use another span class bi cart for something, and you will see it will be like this. And remove this drop down item text for this one because I'm using in two places now. At any one place it is enough. Okay, now you see I click on this, it will open shopper template. But you learned how to open in the same window now. Generally later we design nav bars and all. Then what we do? Simply here we will put a section. You know iframes we learned. Iframe name is what? Body frame. And width is 100%. So height is suppose some 600 pixel. Okay, now what is the link target? Here we need a target. Target is what? Body frame. And you know what will happen. I click and select shop. It will open that. Later we do such navigations. We create such navigation and no need to explain what is iframe, how to target iframe, link targets, everything we learn. That means you click and select something, it is going to open. I made this just like a link. For link, we have separate classes. So that means you see for anchor, we are using a class. Suppose we have text decoration as what? None. So text decoration none, it will not have an underline for hyperlinks. Now when you click, it is going to open. We can have so many links like that. So later we can put links for everyone. The same thing if I can add for another one. What is it? Suppose I will copy this. Here I will use another one. Okay, this is like EMI, right? And here we have a EMI calculator now. That means dot slash EMI calculator we designed. Now there is any icon for that. EMI is nothing but currency is there, currency dollar something, and you can see it will say EMI, and I select EMI calculator will come. I selected shop, the shopper template will come. We can keep it anywhere. We can keep it anywhere. It is going to access and show that. This is generally used in nav bars and all such drop downs are created. This is not possible in your general HTML dropdown. Why? Because HTML dropdown will not allow any links or anything inside. So plain text, which you can choose, but you can write logic to open any page on selection, but that requires a lot of JavaScript. Here we can directly put some links, right? This is example of a dropdown, how we can use dropdown. This is example of dropdown. So we have another important component dropdowns. Next, in the component, we have another component called nav with tabs. So actually, it is used to create tab-based navigation. It is used to create tab-based navigation. Tab-based navigation we design using nav tabs. So what is tab-based navigation is, here we have some classes. What are those? Nav, nav tabs, nav pills, nav item, nav text, nav link, nav item, sorry, nav text. So we have like tab content, we have tab pan, and tab content. These two are important. Now tabs, now pills, now item, now link, now text. So there is a now menu also. Now menu. So what is this combination of tab and navs? Where you see is generally, suppose I will show you one example of some HDFC bank. This is some HDFC bank website. And you see in this bank website, they have personal banking, NRI banking, SME, wholesale. That is actually tabs. These are tabs. Actual concept is, suppose I am asking for some registration. But registration contains a lot of details. All details I can't show in one screen at a time. Then what we will do? In one screen, few details. In another screen, some more details. In another screen, some more details. That means just like you see, you are applying some passport visa application forms. One screen, few details. Then save that data, go to next screen, some more details. Then generally, if you plan for designing several pages in web technologies, maintaining data in multiple pages is difficult. Why? Because web uses a protocol called HTTP. HTTP is stateless protocol. Stateless protocol means once you finish the current page, move to another page, then the current page data is deleted. That is the reason you see bank applications and all. You close the browser, you are signed out. It's gone, deleted. Again, you have to log in. That means generally to overcome that problem, we use some state management techniques and all. Carrying data from one page to another is a difficult thing, time consuming. That's the reason what we do. Some occasions, instead of designing in several pages, we will design in only one page, but make it look like several pages. How it is possible? By using tabs. We can make it look like several pages using tabs. Let's see how. For example, suppose we want to show tab like such content there. See, suppose we are having some images. So many images are there. Suppose some images I will copy. In any project folder. So we are having some project folder. Public images. Some images are there. Suppose like we have iPhone purple. Some image is there. I will copy this. I will put it here. And images. I will copy that image here. Some iPhone purple. Some image is there. Okay. Now what is the concept is here? We are having this bootstrap example like what nav tabs.html. Okay. Here we are adding some content. Container fluid. So here we are adding some now product details. Okay. We have an unordered list. In that list item, we are using some span I will give. And here I will put an option like uh, basic details. Okay. And we have another one with a span saying that preview. Okay. Another one with a span say offers. Another, so we have span something like ratings, reviews. Actually, when you watch the websites like Flipkart and all these people, what happens when I select any mobile? Then you can see all content is in the same place. It's very clumsy. Lot of content is in the same. We can make it better. How? Only price details in one page, one screen, photos in another screen, reviews in another screen. We can make it better. Instead of showing everything in one place, offers in one screen, another in another screen. How it is possible? Let's see now. Suppose when I run this, actually, it looks like this. Basic details, preview, offers and all. We will put a class here now and now tabs. And you can see this is now and now tabs. Automatically they will come side by side. They are displayed side by side. Okay. What I will do, so here every item is a now item. Now item. Every text is a now text. So, and every this one, I will make it as a anchor, anchor, and this I will make it as a now link. That is now link. That means here this word. So what I will do, so same I will use everywhere. I will copy this. This is having basic details. This is having preview. This is having offers. And this is having reviews. So reviews we are having. And you see, it will show like this. You see, it will show like this. All alignments are proper. Now, what we will do is, we will make this first now item, now link. So this now link as active. Then you can see it will highlight like this. Currently, we don't have any background color. So that's the reason it is plain. But actually, basic details is active. You see tab means it will come like this. This is a tab. How many tabs we are having? 4 tabs we are having. Okay, let's put content related to those tabs. How do we put content related to tabs? Below this, we should use a div. We call it as tab content. In the top content, we need 4 pans. One for basic details, another for preview. So we have tab pan. And what is this pan ID? This pan ID is basic. Like that, how many pans we need? Copy. Another pan, this is preview. Another pan, this is offers. Offers. And another pan, this is reviews. Reviews we are having. Basic details, what I keep a heading. Suppose iPhone 16. So we just given like some purple and 128 GB something. Now another heading is there, some ampersand hash 8377 semicolon. So 7999, something like this we are adding. And you see, this is the tab pan, but it is not shown. Why? Because one pan should be active, then it will be shown. When you make it active, the pan is open. Suppose this tab content, I will give margin of 4, little gap, padding 4. That's good. That's space I'm adding there. Now, in the preview, we are keeping an image source dot dot slash public images, iPhone purple, iPhone a purple is there. Yeah. Width is 300, height is 400, some purple we given. Offers, what I will do is I will copy these, just roughly. I will copy these and keep in an UL, unordered list. And you know how to define them. Li in that span. Oh. So in that we are using a span. Okay. So same 2, 3 offers we are adding. Another span. Okay. Another offer is this one. Li and span. Okay. And this will have a class list unstyled. And here we will put a class as bi tag fill. Okay. Every list item will have that class, the tag fill. Okay. This is just a title we given. text success. The symbol will be in green color, but the span will have like text secondary. Okay, all the spans will be different. But how to show them, we will see that. Review, some I given, you remembered we learned badge na? Badge we are using, and BG success, and text white. So we are having padding 3, and here we put 4 and span, and class BI star fill. Okay. So it can have some more text like rating, reviews, so many. You can add anything there. Okay. So I will use another span ratings. So I give in suppose some uh, ratings and reviews and 450 reviews, something like this I give in. Okay. Now, how do we open this? On these link clicks, we have to open them. Then what we do? Let's go to the first link here. Here, yeah. What is the first link? It should navigate href hash. It is where basic. It is an anchor, na? Right? And what we have to do? Database toggle. Toggle is what? Tab. That means it will go to tab. Which tab? Basic tab. And same I will copy for second link. It should go to which tab? Preview tab. Every tab have a ID na? Okay. This should go to which tab? This should go to which tab? Offers. Okay. This should go to which tab? It should go to reviews. Make sure that the IDs are correct. Huh? Preview, offers, review. That is review. Now you see, I click on preview, preview will open, offers will come, reviews will come, whatever you have that will display. This is a tab based navigation. That means in one page, we will make it look like several pages. Actually, later in JavaScript, what you can do, you can even put here next button, previous button. When user clicks next, next step, previous step. That means it will switch between tabs, right? We can switch between the tabs. So switching between the tabs can be done using buttons also. Manually, you can define that. This is tab-based navigation. Right? This is just one example how we define padding. One is in okay, right? That is the example how you define all this content. So actually there is another design actually. What you can do, instead of nav tabs, you can give nav pills. Nav pills means it looks like a button. That means preview button, offers button, review button. They look like buttons. We can have button like, or we can have like what? Tabs. The tabs will give a tab like appearance for that. Right. This is a combination of nav and tabs. This is a combination of nav and tabs. So syntactically here, we have an unordered list with class as nav and nav tabs. Usually it will have nav item, nav item. And usually this nav item have a link, nav link. And generally, what is the combination here is under this list, you need to maintain div class as tab content. In the tab content, you need to have tab pan. This order is important. This is tab pan. So here you can have multiple pans. and tab content. That's the tab content. So this is now with tabs. Another example for this is this. I will copy this example. This is an example for nav and tabs combination. There is another option we have, responsive nav bars. Just like we designed manually, if you remembered, for media queries I showed you. When width is reduced, we hide the menu and we put a toggle button. When width is increased, we show the menu, right? Such nav bars are ready-made available here. We can create them. So what is the next one is we have a nav bar. So this nav bar have classes like nav bar expand, LG, SM, like that, MD. So we have nav bar collapse. We have nav bar navigation, nav bar toggler, nav bar toggler icon, nav bar brand, nav menu, nav item, and nav text. These are general appearances we have. Nav bar dark, nav bar light, and we have BG contextual you can use. You know, BG contextual is for background. These are important classes we have. Here, order is also very important. If you miss the order, alignments and everything will disturb. So you need to keep in correct order. So these are the classes. Attributes are same. No special attributes. Data BS target will be there. Data BS toggle will be there. The attributes are same. So these are attributes. Let's see how we create a responsive navbar, how the responsive navbar works. Let's create one navbar responsive. Yeah. We have a navbar. Okay. And we are having pages. Okay. Container fluid. One important here is in the div. So you know you have to use a nav. Okay. This will have a class called navbar. That is navbar class. It is mandatory that you have to design navbar expand LG. Expand always use for large screen first. means maximum it will fit to large screen you are watching. Speciality is it is having media query, it will adjust according to small screen, but minimum starting should be for large screen you should make. That is because maximum it will be for large screen. Okay. And BG dark I will use, and navbar dark also I'm using navbar dark, BG dark. Okay. Then usually you will see navbar will be like this, a black strip is that. Now what we will do is generally in that navbar, because you need responsive adjust, then you put a div class as a container fluid that is always adjustable according to device. After that, we have a simple div. This is like shopper. What is it? Company name. Company name we will use navbar brand. Brand is company name, whatever brand you want to define. Okay. After that, another div. This is navbar collapse. That is navbar collapse. We will use a collapse and it needs an ID as menu. Just ID I given as menu. This navbar collapse will have an unordered list. This will be navbar navigation. Navbar navigation. In that we have a list item. This will be nav item. In this we will have an anchor. This will be like nav link. Okay. And here we will use some like home. Okay. And another one, we have some items like what? Shop. So like what? Pages. So blog. We have like what? Docs. All these we are adding there. And very important is in the nav bar, you need another div I will give here, a button I will give here. Anywhere above or below, you add a button. This is called navbar toggler. Toggler. Inside this, we put a span. Navbar toggler icon. The toggler is a justify button, right? You see the navbar looks like this. We have shopper, home, shop, pages, blog, docs. And what is the interesting part here is now you change the width of this browser window, it will get a toggler automatically. That means this toggler where you want depends. You put this shopper above the button, then it will be left side. So right, left, your wish, you can add anywhere. So I just can shuffle this. Anywhere you want, you can put that. That depends on your requirement. Now I'd see the concept here. When I am adjusting the width of this now, after certain stage, the items will come. This we manually designed. I showed you already. We used media queries according to width. It is automatically set now. Now what should happen on this button click? You know what to do. What we have to do? Data BS target. Target should be what? Menu. And data BS toggle. Toggle is collapse. That is a navbar collapse actually. And you see it will open it and it will show. That's what you saw in the shopper template. They were using it. That means it is a simple navbar with navigation. And of course, you can make them work also. You can put anything, a drop down inside it, search bar inside it, anything you can add. For example, you see, suppose what is it? In the navbar navigation, one list item I am adding here. And actually, this list item is having a small like div and class as input group, right? And we have a input type text. So class as a form controller, and we have a button class btn warning bi search, and what we do placeholder search shopper shopper.com something, and you see there is a search bar also there. You can add anything inside. You can add anything inside. And I am adjusting the width automatically. It will give that search bar in my window also. You know how to display flex left side icons, right side. You can have different type of alignments and it will get that and show. We can make them work. So already we know that how do we make them work. Just what we do. Suppose under this, I keep a section. In that I use it same like iframe. Like width is 100%, height is some 500, and name as what body frame. And you know what this anchor has to do? So this anchor have to href dot slash public shopper template. Target is what body frame. And you see now shop will get that and show. That means we have a nav there. Every item have a different page. You click on it, it will get that and display. Right? That is the combination. How you click, it will get that and display. This is a responsive navbar. So that responsive navbar is created by using this. These are all the classes required for navbar. Right. Now, this is the option we are having. Now, some more items are there, but they require JavaScript combination. JavaScript SAS combination, then we can use those components. I will give you one task for you that you should try by yourself. What is the task is, you remembered we learned intra-document navigation. Intra-document navigation we learned. You remembered this example we designed. Public intra-document links. You remembered this we designed. And what is the concept here? I click here, it will go to woman fashion. In Bootstrap, same thing will be there, but one more technique is what they do is when I scroll to men fashion, this men fashion will be highlighted. That means when you are scrolling, left side will be highlighted. When you click right side, it will be scrolling. That means same example, same concept. Just only the difference is when I scroll to the topic should be highlighted. Automatically it will highlight. That is called scroll spy. You try that on this example and show. You try that. You try by yourself. Where you will get that help, go to Get Bootstrap website. In that, go to Docs. In the Docs, you will see components. All these components, accordion, alerts, badge, breadcrumb. I will later we'll see button group, card, carousel, close, collapse, drop downs. Am I right? All these we learned now. List group models. Only 2, 3 are there. Why we missed them? Because we need JavaScript for them. SAS JavaScript for them. So you see the other components. We already saw all of them. So off canvas, nav at tabs, nav bar, off canvas. Some require JavaScript. This you try. Spinners we learned, progress we learned, right? You try this one. Scroll spy. See the scroll spy. You will see scroll spy. When I select, you see the scroll spy actually looks like this. Simple one I will show you. What is here? Left side I click, right side it is scrolling. That we already done in intra document. What is special here is you scroll right side, it will highlight that. That is only one technique you need to add there. See this documentation, read what classes are used, try to design them. If you can design, that's enough. Means you can do others also. That means whenever any changes they make, you can easily read it and you can implement it. You try this scroll spy by yourself, right? Then if you can do, then we are done with our bootstrap. Some more bootstrap things you will see while working with JavaScript. Now, one more is there similar to bootstrap. What is it? Tailwind. I will just give an introduction for that because Tailwind is same, all classes same like bootstrap. I will just give introduction that you have to explore yourself only, all, right? So then we will start working on JavaScript now. We will go into JavaScript concept. So tomorrow we'll continue. Tomorrow we will see a overview of Tailwind. Then we can start working on JavaScript now. Okay.